So here we have Transformers Studio Series number 64, Cliffjumper. And we're going to take a look at the box art real fast. And we got Cliffjumper here, Robot Mode, 64, Transformers Bumblebee. We got Transformers Generations, Takara Tomy. Then we got Cliffjumper right there. Nice box art there. Deluxe class. And on the other side, we got Cliffjumper as well. Authentic. On the back, we have Cliffjumper here, 20 steps into his Cybertronian vehicle mode, and he gets the backdrop. Looks interesting, the fall of Cybertron, and that's about it for this thing. So let's get that out of the way. Now, what we're really wanting to look at is Cliffjumper from the Bumblebee movie, where he just made a cameo appearance, which I was excited for that he was in the movie, but then they killed him off. So anyway, had a few words to say, and it was mainly, my name is Cliffjumper, and he's a lieutenant in the Autobot Resistance. And that was it, and then they killed him. So, let's continue with this review with Cybertronian vehicle mode. So here we have Transformers from the Bumblebee movie, Cliffjumper. And we're going to be taking a look at the Cybertronian mode first, and I was really looking forward to this figure. I know they weren't going to really do too much. It was going to be a Bumblebee remold, but retooled into a different vehicle. It's very similar to the off-road Jeep Bumblebee figure, from what I can tell. I do not own that figure, and don't plan on getting it, because I am a fan of Cliffjumper more than Bumblebee. But I did think the movie was overall really good. But anyway, back to the car mode. One thing I did notice as I'm going to be going over this review, there's a lot of pieces to this figure that are translucent plastic. Fair warned. His feet, translucent plastic, and a painted red right over them. That's very cheap. Don't be surprised if they something breaks on this as you're trying to do the transformation more than just a few times. They never really hold up. Overall, car mode looks okay. Wheels kind of go. So at least there's a plus there. He's pretty well compact though in his red streaking Cybertronian red blob car. That's all I really got. Translucent plastic right here, clear. No, there's molded detail, but like if they would have put black in here or something, that would have made the figure look a lot better. Maybe make these little mold details black or silver, maybe. Or they could have put this silver or black, Oh, does he have headlights? He does have some clear plastic coming through there for headlights, and then he's got an additional. So that's something. I do like how this looks, but my figure. Let's see if I can get it. That's as close as I can get it. It looks pretty neat there. I like that little molded detail. It's kind of hard to see, but I think they did a good job with that. They did good. They really did do a good job with that. Rolls back and forth. I don't really have anything else to say about this figure because I'm not a big fan of the car mode. It looks okay. It's just a big blob, Cybertronian red blob car. That's all I got. So let's get on to robot mode quickly. Okay, let's get to that transformation right now. So you're going to come to under the car. You're going to pull this out. It comes right out because where you store the weapon, this silver tabs right here, go in those two holes. Hold on, my finger. Right there, right in there. It falls out half the time. So you want to pop these doors right here just to get them ready. No big deal there. The tabbing on this figure, just in general, it doesn't do really well, and I'll show that throughout the video. But a lot of translucent plastic. Here we go. Here's the feet again. If I haven't mentioned it, I probably will be mentioning it a couple more times. So we got that untabbed. So I just want to get this piece up. There we go. So once you get this off, translucent plastic again. That's why I did the transformation that way, so I wouldn't break these things. So just be careful with that. This piece is just going to fold up like this for right now. You're lifting the hood of a car. Now these two, again, this is translucent plastic. That tab there connects to the feet. Just break that apart. Take it apart, not break it apart. And fold his feet. First thing you do before you touch anything else. And some of these joints are very stiff, and it can be very, very frustrating for this figure. I'm going to end up folding this now just to get this part out of my way. It can be very bothersome. So now we're going to take his arms out of the tabs, lift them up. Just press over a little bit. That's why we took this tab out, so we can get his arms free. Just to we get some more room here, because we need to be able to focus here on the legs. And the legs are going to come around like that. Okay. Now you're going to come under here. You're going to fold, not the whole piece, just the tire. And you're going to keep the other piece on this side. So let me just come around here, just so you can see. This piece here is the inside of the leg. Now you're going to take this piece, which is on, wow, more clear plastic. I'm shocked. And what you're going to do, you're going to bring this piece down, fold it this way, bring it down over here, and then there's a hole right here for that tab. Now it doesn't want to even, there we go. So that's it for that, and those tabs don't work well. So on to the next leg. Again, just leave that right there. You need to get the tire part first. So you're going to come under here. Fold this around. Bring the tire in. Just like that. Bring this down. Turn this way. So you get that tab in again. Bring down this piece. Help his feet. See him over here, it's already down. Okay, so you should have something that looks like this, like a hunchback with no head. Now, what you're going to do, going to come up here, pull on this. That's going to free everything else up. So bring that down. Going to free this up, okay? Fold that in. That's his backpack. It's already in. This piece here goes in that little divot there. It's like that, stays there. You don't have to do anything else with that part. Okay. These two pieces back here are going to be very important, but we're going to bring Cliffjumper's giraffe head up. Bring this in like that, okay? So now, see, now you're starting to come apart. These two pieces right here, get a good angle. These two pieces are clear plastic, red, painted over it on both of them, and they're on small little pins. So these, I won't be surprised if these things break eventually. That's going to form his actual chest. This folds in, this goes in, just like that. Bring his head down, and here's my complaint right now. I'm going to stop. His neck is too big to bring his head all the way down. He looks like he's like he has like nerd neck. This is like nerd neck Cliffjumper, and it's such a disappointment of the figure. All right, so these two pieces here go on those two holes, just like that. Press a little bit, done. So there is the worst transformation of Cliffjumper figures I've ever had to do. And let me give him his gun just to complete it. I'm really disappointed with this figure, and we're going to learn more about that in a moment here. So here we have Cliffjumper in robot mode, and now I am disappointed with this figure. Like I said, he's nerd neck, giraffe, Cliffjumper. Like, come on, you can't tell me you're gonna sell us a toy like this, you know. But look at that. It's supposed to be down, so it should be more like that. And I'm afraid if I push any more, I'm gonna break it. This ball joint here, when you go to do the transformation, to tilt his head back, do not press on this head. You have to press here. If you press here on this, his head is going to pop off this ball joint, and that ball joint, you can only take so much stress of that so many times. So next thing, I just wanted to point out the neck. Now we're going to move down to his arms. Actually, I don't have a problem with his arms. I think they're okay. Good shoulders, good rotation, good bicep swivel, good elbow joints, good wrist. Now he does have wrist, but that's okay. That's not a big deal. But his neck, it's terrible. I think the face sculpt though looks great. The blue eyes, the silver. It looks like they try to take a G1 Cliffjumper's head sculpt and kind of update it for the Bumblebee movie, and that's fine. It looks great. I'm not gonna knock that. But his neck, forget it. That's already a disappointment. I'm gonna lift up. You could shave some of that down in there to fix this problem, and then he'll be able to bring his head down. But I'm not risking breaking the figure, so don't do that. Let's see. He has good thigh and hips. Does have good range of motion. You could probably do the splits. Kinda. He can kind of kick back a little bit, and he has 90-degree bend on the knees. He does have ankle tilt. Here's another one, ankle tilt for a studio series, and he has good articulation for these ankles, so he can get them in poses, be on an angle and stuff. But overall, like this down here, here's some QC issues again. These don't stay in. It doesn't matter. I mess with these for about 40 minutes. I didn't even realize that much time has gone by, and they don't stay in. I've looked for any other way to get this all to work, and it's just a QC issue. And overall, just from a distance, oh, man, he can't even stand up now. There we go. That was my fault. He looks great. But when you go to do the transformation, or you want to move him around and stuff, everything starts to come apart. Down here on his legs, that's a problem. Like I said, his arms, the shoulders, his thighs and knees are good. The backpack, I'm not too concerned about the backpack. We get that through all kinds of different Transformers. That's not a big gripe for me, unless this thing was like twice the size, it's further out. Then I'd be a little griping about it. But if you angle the feet a certain way, you never have to worry about the back being back heavy, because I've noticed it a few times when I was standing him up completely straight, and he would just fall right over. So you just have to make that a slight adjustment, and he's fine. His weapon, it's interesting. I guess this is supposed to be his glass gun. I'm not really sure. We never get to see him use it, because this goes on his right arm, and if I'm not mistaken, he had his arm ripped off, and it was his right arm. So we never even got to see this. So who knows if he really had it. unless it was laying there in that little quick scene that he was in. I don't know. I didn't notice it. And I've watched that clip quite a bit. Alright, so let's get a comparison. Now here we have Transformers Studio Series Cliffjumper next to Transformers Earthrise, the superior figure Cliffjumper. And I'm not knocking the way this guy looks. I think he looks great. This figure, though, looks great, transforms great, doesn't have any QC issues, and everybody's knocking this one for being 20 bucks. I'd rather go buy another Cliffjumper Earthrise than buy this thing ever again, or a remold of it. I don't recommend it to anybody to buy this figure. So, and look at all the different parts he gets. He gets the rocket launcher. He doesn't get this rifle. That's separate. And he transforms compact into his car mode, versus this thing is just big blob of nothing and has like no detail whatsoever. Nothing that stands out that make a pop or anything like that. So, what's next? So this is my final thoughts on Transformers Studios number 64, Cliffjumper from the Bumblebee movie. And I gotta say, overall, he looks great. He looks it. Just, they were able to pull off the way he looked from the movie to a $20 deluxe figure. But the QC issues on this and the plastic, the clear plastic that's pretty much throughout his whole body, his chest, his feet, these side door panels, that's on plastic right there on those hinges. See, we can see it right there. And then on the back, this is, I guarantee, this thing's all clear plastic. This whole thing. It's even connected to clear plastic. This is a disappointment. My final thoughts on this review. This Cliffjumper looks great, but overall, he's a fail. I don't recommend him for anybody's collection, other than if you really want to get him, display him in robot mode. You may want to shave down his neck because he's just... This isn't even Cliffjumper. This is some giraffe-looking transformer called like Giraffe Jumper or something. That's what we're going to call him. So, that's it. That's all I got. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry for the ranting. I just really do. I really care about Transformers. And I can't say this is a great figure because overall it's not. So, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. I'll bring more content. That's all I got.